This is what Charan Das Persaud Canadian passport would look like. I want you to know that Charan Das Persaud had his Canadian passport in his pocket when he sat in Parliament and voted on a no-confidence motion in December 2018. Please listen carefully to the Canadian citizenship video clip coming up. You will hear the words that people have to say in Canada when they take the oath of allegiance and become a Canadian citizen. After a person becomes a Canadian citizen, they can get a Canadian passport. Listen carefully and you will now feel the full impact of how powerful the Canadian Pledge of Allegiance is. To get citizenship in Canada, you must swear true allegiance to Queen Elizabeth and her heirs and successors. Canada is part of the Commonwealth of the United Kingdom. That is why to get a Canadian citizenship, you must swear true allegiance to Queen Elizabeth of the United Kingdom, who is also Queen of Canada.
I swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Canada, her heirs and successors, and that I will faithfully observe the laws of Canada and fulfill my duties as a Canadian citizen.
This is Article 155, Section 1, Subsection A of the Guyana Constitution, which clearly says that you cannot sit in Parliament as a Member of Parliament if you took the oath of allegiance of another foreign power. What this means is that when you become a citizen of another country, you have to take an oath of allegiance to serve that country. And the minute you swear a foreign oath of allegiance to a foreign power, you cease to be eligible to sit as a Guyanese Member of Parliament. Article 155 of the Guyana Constitution lays down that law clearly with no exceptions. Charan Das Persaud applied for Canadian citizenship and he went to a Toronto citizenship courtroom and took the Canadian Oath of Allegiance of Canada to serve Canada. You have just listened to the Canadian Oath of Allegiance, so you know the words that Charan Das would have sworn when he accepted his Canadian citizenship. So, what does this mean for Guyana, and what does this mean regarding the voting and all other activities, including collecting an MP's salary, that Charan Das has been doing in Guyana's parliament? The answer is that Charan Das has been perpetrating a fraud on the Constitution and on the public. He knew he was not supposed to be there. It was all illegal. Everything he did in Parliament has been illegal, including parking privileges and free food and drinks. It means that since day one, he was ineligible to sit as a Member of Parliament in Guyana. Charan Das knew that he was sitting as an impostor and violating Article 155 of the Constitution and breaking the law. But he hid that fact from the Assembly and remained there illegally from the first day he walked into Parliament to the last day when he illegally voted and tried to overthrow a lawfully elected government with his illegal vote on December 21, 2018. Charan Das admitted in his Facebook post on December 25 from Canada that he had become mentally unstable in Guyana. Could this be the reason why Charan Das was unable to come to grips with the fact that he was living a lie by posing in Parliament as a member and perpetrating a constitutional illegality against the Guyana government? Charan Das said that he had become mentally unstable in Guyana. We would like to know if this played any role on his behavior on December 21, 2018 when he illegally voted in Parliament. This time to try and bring down a lawfully elected government. At the end of this message you'll see and hear Charan Das Persaud in his own words saying that he had become mentally unstable in Guyana. After hearing this for yourself, ask yourself how many things that you hold dear and value in your life would you trust Charan Das to handle for you? Charan Das perpetrated an illegal act. And the law clearly states that an illegal act which is committed in Parliament cannot stand and be recorded as a legal act, and that it shall be struck off as null and void. So, what does that mean regarding Charan Das Persaud's illegal vote on December 21, 2018? The answer is that Charan Das' illegal vote is to be struck off the record as an illegal vote, making it null and void. The clerk of the parliament would be best served to report the matter to the police, because the act of impersonating a member of parliament is a very serious offence. What do you think would happen to Charandas Persaud if he tried to impersonate a Canadian member of parliament and sit in the parliament in Ottawa and he was discovered? Would the Canadians allow his illegal vote to be recorded in their parliament as a legal vote? Absolutely not. And what do you think would happen if Charandas Persaud tried to impersonate a congressman and sit in the United States Congress and was discovered? Charandas would be paraded out in handcuffs. So, the people of Guyana have to ask themselves this question. Who gave Charandas Persaud such assurances that he can go ahead commit such an illegal act by voting to overthrow the lawfully elected government of Guyana? And who gave him assurances that the illegal results would be accepted? Thankfully, the law is the law, and an illegal vote by an impostor cannot stand as a legal vote in Parliament. And the Guyana government does not have to call early elections. Charandas Persaud is a sad, misguided man who went down a despicable road of treachery. And it was all for nothing, because his December 21st vote is null and void. He is like the most tragic figure in a Shakespeare play. The Guyanese people must now very quickly understand the massive fraud that was perpetrated against their constitution.